Breaking tonight, chaos at America's airports. Travelers rushing home, worried about President Trump's new European travel ban. Images health officials would rather not be seen. You see it here. Hundreds of travelers crowded on top of each other at Chicago's O'Hare Airport awaiting medical screenings. The president today defending the process.
Tonight, the nation's biggest airports thrown into chaos as enhanced coronavirus screenings cause massive delays through customs. At Chicago's O'Hare, thousands of people returning to the U.S. herded on escalators going nowhere. Long, winding lines at Dallas-Fort Worth Airport, travelers standing shoulder to shoulder, some waiting up to 7 hours, all at a time when Americans are being urged to keep their distance from one another.
Advil, ibuprofen, Nurofen, and Spedifen, anti-inflammatory drugs regularly used to fight pain and fevers. But France's health minister now says the over-the-counter medicines could be harmful for COVID-19 patients. The minister tweeting that taking anti-inflammatories could be an aggravating factor for the infection. In case of fever, take paracetamol. If you are already taking anti-inflammatory drugs or when in doubt, ask your doctor for advice. Health experts warn such medicines could weaken the immune systems of people infected with the novel coronavirus.
Anti-inflammatories, as their name suggests, diminish inflammation. But inflammation is a normal physiological response which helps prevent infections from multiplying.
It began with a report published Sunday in German newspaper Die Welt, alleging that the Trump administration offered $1 billion to biotech firm CureVac to move its COVID-19 vaccine research to the U.S. and keep it, quote, only for the United States. The claim comes after CureVac's chief executive attended a White House meeting in early March. He was asked to leave the company several days later. German ministers have reacted angrily to the reports, saying the country's research is not for sale. CureVac issued a statement rejecting claims about offers to acquire its technology, and U.S. government officials told reporters the allegations were overplayed.
Italy recorded its worst daily death toll, with 368 being reported in the last 24 hours alone. The death toll in the worst affected country outside of China now stands at a whopping 1,809. Italy now has a total of 24,747 infected cases. The worst hit region in Italy is the northern Lombardy province, home to the country's business and fashion hub, Milan. Lombardy has recorded 1,218 of the total deaths in the country. The region of 10 million people also has more than 13,200 cases being reported.
Well, Canadians abroad are being urged to get back home as soon as possible. But for some people on a cruise ship right now, that is turning out to be basically impossible to come home. Let's bring in Natasha Fata. She's tracking this story for us right now. So what do we know about this ship, Natasha?
Well, Michael, those Canadians who are on board the MS Braemar are finding it impossible to get back home because the ship itself can't find a dock a port to dock in. So this ship has about over 1,000 people on board, including Canadians, and they are sailing around the ocean waters close to the Bahamas, waiting for some country, some island to say, yes, you can come and dock here and people can disembark. The part of the reason why they're not able to do that and have not been able to for quite some time is because there are 5 confirmed cases of coronavirus on board.
What's in a name? A lot if you live in East Jerusalem and are Palestinian. But Washington has decided to simply ditch the Palestinian identity of those who live here in East Jerusalem. The State Department now considers them Arab residents or non-Israeli citizens. The move has infuriated many, with Palestinian leaders saying it's an attempt to wipe out their national identity. This is East Jerusalem, which Israel captured in the 1967 war. It later annexed the area in a move that is still not recognized internationally. More than 360,000 Palestinians or non-Israeli citizens live here. Most of them hold Israeli residency permits, but very few have Israeli citizenship. They've long sought to make this area their capital.
Just to save their life. Many people love their life. Family love their life. Inside the car. About to go to church. You understand what happened? Everybody died inside the car. Nobody survived.
Police count cash and seize weapons during a counter-terrorism raid on a quiet South Coast street. They arrested 21-year-old Joshua Lucas. He's now an accused right-wing terrorist.
It will be alleged the man was attempting and planning to purchase or acquire military equipment, including firearms and items capable of making improvised explosive devices.
Joshua Lucas allegedly planned to use those devices to destroy a nearby power station. Police say a search of his home revealed electronic devices, paintball guns, tactical equipment and extreme right-wing material.
What we know is this person had anti-government sentiment, he was anti-Semitic, he has neo-Nazi interests.
The investigation into Mr. Lucas began earlier this year. Counter-terrorism officers say they acted after a jump in online posts containing far right-wing content.
The River Pra in southern Ghana is contaminated with mercury and cyanide, and vegetation is drying up in Ghana's heartland of cocoa, the main ingredient of chocolate. The river is also vital for fishing, farming and water. The pollution is blamed on thousands of small-scale gold mines. Working round the clock at this one, boys as young as 15 and dozens of men. What they're doing is illegal. Many mines have been here for years despite a government crackdown to close them. They operate deep in the forest, hidden from the police and a military task force. Attracted by the precious metal, miners come from different parts of Ghana and neighboring countries as well as China. They say it's their only source of income, regardless of the risks and injuries.